Blue Ivy has had enough of y'all disrespecting her father, and she is making it known that she is very much ready to go to war, even if it means clapping back at the internet trolls. And y'all, it is a total mess. Remember, she just made one of the most iconic appearances of her young career at the premiere of Mufasa, The Lion King. But the drama surrounding this night was deeper than the Serengeti. While the world celebrated her role as Kiara, whispers about her father Jay-Z and the bombshell allegations against him loomed heavy. And Blue Ivy was not having it. Y'all, there is a lot to unpack here, so grab your popcorn and let's get right into it. First things first, at only 12 years old, Blue Ivy is already proving that she is built for the spotlight. At the Mufasa premiere, she stunned in a shimmering gold gown with a train that screamed royalty. Standing next to her parents, she looked poised, confident, and every bit the star that she is destined to be. But let's not pretend that it was just another red carpet moment. This was definitely a statement, a way for Beyonce to shift focus onto their daughter and her achievements, even as the family faced a media firestorm. Blue's role as Kiara was her first major acting credit, and Beyonce made sure that the world knew just how proud she was. She posted on Instagram, "My gorgeous baby girl, this is your night. You worked hard and you did such a beautiful job as the voice of Kiara. Your family could not be prouder. Keep shining." Honestly, the timing of this post was no accident. It was Beyonce's way of saying they would never let the ongoing scandal define them. It's crazy how they have turned this around, considering that literally the day before the premiere was when the bombshell allegations against Jay-Z hit the headlines. By this point, there is no rock so big that you could possibly be living under it to not know about the career-ending lawsuit that was filed against Jay-Z of SAing a 13-year-old girl back in 2000 alongside his long-term friend and alleged partner in crime, Sean Diddy Combs. To say the claims were horrific is an understatement, and while Jay-Z has denied them vehemently, the public reaction has been intense. Social media has been flooded with discussions, debates, and demands for accountability. Not to mention the fiery statement Jay-Z made calling the allegations a blackmail attempt and accusing the plaintiff's lawyer Tony Busby of planning a smear campaign. "My only heartbreak is for my family," he said, emphasizing the toll that this has taken on his children.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days. Almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened.
This in the wake of our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and Sean Diddy Combs of raping her when she was 13 years old.
But no matter how strongly his lawyer and him deny it, the internet is already playing judge, jury, and executioner. For Blue Ivy, this is all new. Imagine being her age, already living under the microscope of fame, and now having to deal with whispers and side eyes about your family. At the premiere, some fans speculated that Blue seemed distant from her father. Her composed yet serious expression sparked theories that she might be upset with him over the allegations. Whether that is true or not, it looks like Blue is navigating the storm with a level of maturity beyond her years. One of the most overlooked aspects of this scandal is how it might affect Blue Ivy's school life. She attends one of the most prestigious private schools in LA, where her classmates are definitely children of other high-profile celebrities. While that might offer a kind of understanding among her peers, it does not eliminate the challenges. Children, even in elite circles, talk. Whispers about her family could easily spiral into hurtful gossip, creating an uncomfortable atmosphere for Blue at the time when she should be focused on learning and enjoying her childhood. Beyond the potential chatter, Blue Ivy's school has likely heightened security and measures to ensure her safety. But that doesn't shield her from emotional distress. Imagine juggling classes, friendships, and extracurriculars while also carrying the weight of your family's name in headlines for all the wrong reasons. This was one of Jay-Z's fears, and he even mentioned it in his public response to Tony Busby, saying, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their age. It is unfamiliar to try to understand the inexplicable degree of malice meant to destroy families and the human spirit. And let's talk about how this might affect her starting career. Blue is on the verge of carving out her own legacy separate from her parents. But scandals like this have a way of overshadowing even the brightest stars. Every interview, every role she takes on will come with questions about her father. Yet, if her performance at the premiere is any indication, she's ready to face it all head on. Even Jay-Z's associations with the likes of Diddy are literally hurting Blue's public image just as her father had feared. Remember, Diddy's case seems more open and shut at this point with the over 100 allegations against him. The public's reaction has been swift and unforgiving. While Jay-Z's situation is still unfolding, Diddy's legal troubles have cast a dark shadow over everything. For Blue Ivy, this only adds to the weight that she's carrying. The association between her father and Diddy, whether fair or not, complicates things further.
I do want to ask you this. What is Jay-Z's sort of legal team strategy in describing the relationship between Diddy and Jay-Z? Because there are a ton of photos of them over the years, obviously before these allegations came out.
And this civil suit, Tom, originally just named Combs, and then it was amended last weekend to include Jay-Z. What Alex Spiro said to me today is that although publicly Jay-Z supported Diddy, they were not best friends. They were not as close as you thought that they were. So in terms of knowledge of what went on allegedly at these white parties and what took place allegedly in these civil suits and the criminal charge and the trial, he says Jay-Z has no knowledge of any of that. Again, he publicly supported him as a fellow musician and someone where they came up together in the industry, right, but that they weren't as close as you thought.
For the two people who missed it, to fully understand how Jay-Z ended up entangled in this mess, let me bring you up to speed. The case wasn't even about Jay-Z initially, it was entirely focused on Diddy. In her other lawsuit filed on October 20th, the underage individual that Diddy allegedly had an unprintable encounter with during the 2000 MVA Awards after party only mentioned Diddy and another unnamed male celebrity. For years, the identities of the other A-list celebrities and unnamed female present were left out of the records. That was until the whole thing blew up following Diddy's arrest, and whether fair or not, Jay-Z was caught in the crossfire because of his association with Diddy. This hasn't just been a lawsuit against Diddy. It has become a legal and reputational nightmare for Jay-Z and his household, which is exactly why all eyes were on Blue Ivy on the night of the premiere of Mufasa. Jay-Z's mess aside, let's talk about Blue Ivy growing up in the spotlight for a moment. The downside is just how terrifying it must be to constantly have your life in the public eye. She is almost the same age as the alleged victim in the lawsuit, and people have been mentioning the fact. So whether or not allegations against Jay-Z are true, they will leave a lasting impact on how Blue views her father and her family. Thinking, crazy how people hurt others to protect their own. Again, we're not saying Jay-Z did it, but let's just assume that he was in the same room with that 13-year-old. It is super crazy that his own is so protected and will never be in such a situation, and yet the very same people turn on other people's kids. Whether or not the allegations hold weight, the psychological impact is undeniable. Living in the spotlight means that there is no escaping the whispers, the memes, and the unending scrutiny. Yet, Blue is showing a level of grace and resilience stance that is both too inspiring and alarming for someone her age. All right, moving on to the next chapter of this controversial story, and you guys already know how the court of public opinion has been unforgiving since Jay-Z, and by extension his family, got into this mess. Social media jury can be harsher than any courtroom. Even if Jay-Z is cleared, the allegations have already tainted his reputation. For the Carters, this isn't just about fighting legal battles, it's about saving their public image. Blue Ivy will undoubtedly feel the ripple effects of this scandal. Every move she makes will be scrutinized through the lens of her family's controversies. But if there is one thing we know about the Carters, it's that they are masters of rebuilding. Even though this scandal hits different and is darker, heavier, and more personal, should they choose to stick together, then best believe they've got this. In addition, by now, Blue Ivy has definitely been fed a healthy dose of PR and media-friendly behavior. So even as some people applaud her for her poise, the harsh reality she understands by now is that being part of a family as famous as the Carters means that your life is never truly your own. And just like that, 12-year-old Blue is being forced to deal with adult-level problems her father would have avoided almost 3 decades ago, allegedly. Quite unfortunate to see social media turn against Blue Ivy, to be honest, the very same platforms that have always been in awe of her. The contrast between her stunning red carpet look and the allegations against her father makes her world even more complicated. Good thing for her that she's grown up seeing her parents handle controversies and pressure, so having a front row seat to how fame works, both its good and the bad, might have at least prepared her for such. The scandal will likely shape her perspective on the industry, fame, and even her personal relationships, especially the types of relationships to keep so she doesn't end up like her father. On top of all of that, it is no secret that society holds celebrity families to impossible standards. The moment a scandal breaks, the narrative shifts to include even the youngest members. Even Diddy's 2-year-old, Love Sean, is neck-deep implicated in his father's mess, cause remember, all the kids' passports were taken away upon his arrest, so that none can get away. In the same breath, Blue Ivy didn't ask to be a part of this drama, but her last name ensures that she will always be a part of the conversation. People are quick to demand accountability, often forgetting that the children involved are just that, children. The public's reaction to this scandal highlights a larger issue: the double standard in how we treat celebrities. On the one hand, fans are quick to cancel whether facts are right or otherwise, and yet again, on the other hand, the same fans idolize these figures for their achievements. For Blue, navigating this hypocrisy will be one of her biggest challenges.
The director, Barry, is a really sweet person, and he tells me ways that I can improve in my lines, and he's very supportive of me and tells me in the nicest way possible, and I feel like so does everybody else. And I feel like this is just a great experience for me, and I'm really happy for girls that look like me all around the world are able to watch this movie and hear and see themselves in it.
Good for her that she is Beyonce's daughter, and we all know Beyonce keeps it neat. Now, if you know anything about her, then you know she almost never responds to any kind of backlash, no matter how wild the accusations are. Whether it's about clout chasers or serious allegations, she's even been accused of witchcraft, but they've always kept it clean, quiet, and classy.
Beyonce's little girl, Blue Ivy, is getting a show of support from talk show host Sherry Shepherd.
I gotta talk about what everybody is talking about in this situation.
If anything, Beyonce's decision to spotlight Blue Ivy at the Mufasa premiere wasn't just about celebrating her daughter. It was a total damage control. Y'all can say whatever you want to get off your chest, but her world never stops. So if Mufasa's premiere was Blue's night, she was going to show up and show out, just like her mother taught her. Beyonce has always been been protective of her family, and this moment is no different. Her emotional Instagram post was a calculated move to redirect the narrative. Still, you can't help but wonder how much of this is weighing on her. In case y'all didn't catch it, this lawsuit has shaken Beyonce in a way that has had her dropping Jay-Z and distancing herself to protect her brand. Recently, Forbes listed Beyonce as Beyonce Knowles instead of Beyonce Knowles Carter in their most powerful women list. This subtle change has fans speculating whether Queen Bey is distancing herself from her husband, Jay-Z, especially amid the serious allegations that he is currently facing. Some believe that this could be a strategic move to protect her brand and legacy, as she has always done, but others think that it might just be an editorial choice by Forbes, as they've alternated between using her maiden name and married names in the past. I don't know about y'all, but I stand with the people who believe there is no way Forbes would have admitted that name without consulting Beyonce and her management. It's kind of confusing, because just days after dropping Jay-Z's name, the two have been spotted together several times, including at the premiere of Disney's Mufasa, presenting a united front despite the swirling rumors. As the lawsuit unfolds, it is clear that the Carters are still deep into this mess, and it's unlike anything they've faced before. The stakes are high on this one, guys, and for Blue Ivy, this is a defining moment. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me through this wild ride. Your support means the world. But before you go, you have to check out my heartbreaking story about the 13-year-old girl finally breaking her silence on what Jay-Z and Diddy allegedly did to her. This story is beyond shocking. It's emotional, raw, and will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about these powerful figures. Trust me, it is a story you do not want to miss. See you there.